Hi, welcome back to more flight testing. Yeah, I just want to share you the non-glamorous part of the flight testing program. So transporting this structure on the wobbly trolley there, but it's just part of it, of course. So I'm still in the bug hunt mode, trying to understand the black wing, which is riding lower. It's not tracking properly. So I have 3D printed a new mount that is set at 1 degree higher angle of attack to see if I can generate more lift on that wing and make it go higher. So yeah, sorry if I'm wasting your time here with the starting sequence, but I'm so fond of the way this aircraft behaves and acts, so I just have to leave it there. Okay, so you heard the small air compressor start up there, and the craft rises up here, and yeah, okay, the motors are on. Of course, I'm keeping an eye here on the colored wing. And well, spoiler alert, the colored wing still rides lower, it doesn't track properly, but it's better. So the 1 degree increased angle of attack did help. And actually during this flight another bug appeared. I'll just leave you with the starting sequence here first. Okay, so I'm doing some just flying back and forth and checking for the control response and stuff like that. Let's jump forward to the next event. So after flying a minute or so, this happens. Whoops! I'm pretty impressed by the control system, the attitude system. It actually managed to keep the machine upright, although it loses one wing and then spits away the second wing. So did you hear the crackling noise before the wing separated from the machine? It took me a little while to figure out what happened. My first response is to just secure the wings with a piece of wire in both ends. It was just a snap-on fit before, but now I have wires in the trailing and leading edge just to prevent the wings from actually falling off, but they are held in place with a pretty decent amount of centrifugal force. So well, the wires are just there to make sure the wings cannot pop off anyways, but I still couldn't really find the source of the like why the wings had a force that pushed them from their snap lock and centrifugal force. But that's for the next flight. So surprisingly, there were not much damage from the crash previous, so I could just be out flying the next day. So now I'm testing a new wing fastener for the black wing with 2 degrees more angle of attack, and also with the safety wires on all of the wings. So I'm both like checking for the tracking of the black wing, and also of course just trying to see if I can sort of recreate the previous event without having the wings separating from the craft, of course. Oh, so that's interesting. So there we heard the crackling noise again. So let's investigate and see if we can find the source of the noise. So a closer look reveals that one of the 70-pound Kevlar wires has gotten just torn off. So yeah, that could be the crackling noise. And then I discovered that several of the wires, especially at the leading edge, are abraded off in the holes that they are going through. So I have to find a solution for that. Of course, I can use like heavier gauge wires, but I also need to like adhere them with glue perhaps, so that it can't get like file off by going back and forth in the holes. So I think I have to fixate them with some sort of glue. Okay, so that's a good thing. I think it's reasonable to assume that the wings are moving not only like up and down like they're supposed to, the flapping mode, but they're also moving back and forth like what do you call that? Leading and lagging, because the way the aerodynamics works, and since the strings are actually not secured in their holes, they're actually free to move. They get worn out and snaps, and when they snap, of course, the airfoil would change suddenly, and that might result in the wing separating from the machine without the if I don't have the safety wires. So I will have to address that one in the upcoming version with both heavier weight wires and also securing them with adhesive, I think. Okay, so this is just a slow-mo. You can see that the Blackwing performs better here with this 2-degree up pitch. So just a nice view of the machine. And now next up is one of those mandatory F around and find out sort of things. So the weather looks like super nice, but it's actually a gusty day, so it can change very quick from like still to quite strong breeze. And you can see the trees in the background starts to act up there. But I just wanted to get a feel for the machine, how it acts when it's a little bit more, gusty and unpredictable. And the outcome is pretty, foreseeable. So yeah, stay tuned for the next crash. Well, anywho, since this is sort of a low energy machine, the crashes are kind of nice. So it was a quick rebuild, and I took the time to actually reset the frame because that's where the Blackwing's tracking issues actually turned out to be originating from. So I found a way here to shorten the wires to the frame, because I thought that would be kind of difficult, but I found a simple way here by using these steel wires and wrapping the Kevlar around them and then rolling up the steel parts with a pair of pliers. So that made it possible to gradually change to the length of the wires. So now it's the Blackwing has its original 0-degree setting. So it's the same as the other ones, and it does perform almost as good as the other wings. So that was a good change. Yeah, I have a little bit of we had a bonfire and did the barbecue thing there for an hour ago. So there's a little bit of smoke coming up there. So I'm gonna fly over that in just a minute here. Okay, so. Just like a new test with the rotary frame reset, so that all the wires are the same length. I really thought I had that dialed in before, but I guess I didn't. So so this is just a test for that, and it's calmer weather, not any sudden breezes out right now. So yeah, let's check out that flight. And once up in the air, the black painted wing is very close to the other one, so I'm super happy with that. It was just a simple fix. I didn't know that the frame was sort of warped, but it's a lot better now. And now I'm just enjoying the flying session here, and I'm flying kind of gentle again because it's scary when the wings come loose. But again, they're sitting secured with wire now, so it shouldn't be an issue. I do have to fly it more aggressive to provoke bad things that can happen. So I like weed out those problems. But I'm just having this sort of reassurement flight here, just to build up a little bit of confidence and just having a good time. And also I've been adjusting the flag. I'm flying the flag on this machine to know what's back and forth. So I have offset it at different angles to find the correct offset, so for compensate for like the machine's built-in dynamic behavior. So it's totally contrary to what you would assume. This machine is not like I don't have to take the gyroscopic precession in account here, because the control system works in the opposite direction of that force. So I actually have to set the flag in a way that is opposite of what you would expect from the gyroscopic precession, with like 10 degrees or so. I will do a video about that later on, I think, if this project is successful. So it's slightly offset, so in that way, when I push the stick forward, the machine actually goes straight forward, but it's not like perfectly set to the control head up there. So it's slightly skewed from that to get the actual right direction from the sticks. And now I'm just enjoying the flying this evening. It's so nice to have a machine in one piece again, and everything's working. It's kind of underpowered still, so it's I'm down a little bit here in battery voltage, so it's still completely manageable because the Attitude system has its own battery pack. So it's not like it has plenty of power, but the main wing there with main wings there, I can probably fly the battery completely to like 3.7 volts or whatever per cell, but I have very little extra lifting capacity. So I would have either to go with a higher voltage or just higher kV motors yet. I think these are 540 kV at 4 cell, but still it's enough to lift these like 11.5 kilograms of weight. So it's good for test flying, but I can't like expand by adding batteries or adding payload or anything. But it's good enough to find out the characteristics of the machine, and that's what this whole first build is all about, of course. And in the end of this video clip here, I'm effing around again, and just instead of just landing, I'm dragging the landing gear in the gravel there, just to see how safe it is to do that, to not just set it down perfectly, but to actually drag it around a little bit at an angle. And it seems to be it didn't end bad this time. It seemed to be like okay with being semi-flying. I just want to know how sensitive the landing sequence is, and I'm just leaving the this last clip here unedited. If you just want to like see the full version here. So next up, I have to think about that. There's more testing to be done for sure. There are many things actually I would like to try out. I would like to try to add weights out on the wingtips. Of course, it has to be batteries. I mean, in a serious version of this, but I could just add some metal just to see if I can fly it a little bit faster if I have more centrifugal force acting on the rotor, or if that doesn't change anything. I don't really know. I'm kind of intrigued by the idea of setting the batteries farther out, but that won't scale well. So I'm not sure if that's super important, because if that would go really well, that would be just sad, because I cannot scale that, because the bigger version will still just have this peripheral speed of like 54 kilometers an hour, which will generate super low g-forces when I scale it up. And I want to have the G-forces the same in smaller, bigger version to make them to make them have the same flight characteristics. Well, anyways, enjoy the rest of the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.